I'm joined by comedian Godfrey to talk about Freaknik on this episode of Cultured. Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Cultured. I'm here sitting with my good friend Godfrey.
Yeah.
This is like the first podcast of all time with two people.
All we have is one mic.
We gotta get the game up. Man, this is fucked up. I'm sorry, but
fucked up, man. You know how it is. You got to make what you have. You know what I'm saying? You just got to manage and do your thing. Pass the mic.
I mean, with the guy that literally has his own podcast and studio and crew.
Yeah, in Godfrey we trust on the Gas Digital Network. We have a lot of mics. We ain't got this bullshit right here, but we got an oscillating mic real quick. Just want to let y'all know what's up out there. We in Vancouver right now. Westminster, Vancouver. Got shows out here. What's up, BC? British Columbia in the building, you know what I mean? House of Comedy coming, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, all day. Pass the mic.
Oh, shit. Let's just get into it. Freaknik.
Oh, yeah.
Freaknik.
Freaknik is I don't know if they still do it anymore. They might have stopped doing it because I think it got ghetto and shit, and there were shootings and all. Freaknik was a thing I went to back in shit. Whenever 187 came out with Deep Cover, the movie Deep Cover with Lawrence Fishburne, and that 187 on the undercover cop, doom, 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 Deep Cover, that was the year that I went. That's like 89, 90 or whatever the fuck.
Because wait, it started in 83, right? It started
the Freaknik Spellman.
Yeah, I think it's Spellman. Because of course all of these things start out well with good intentions.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be like a HBCU spring break.
Right. Sorry, we got Metro. We got a train running. My bad.
But that's the thing though, because white spring break has always been crazy.
Yeah, always been crazy.
Have you been to Ocean City, Maryland during spring break?
But they don't shoot. White folks don't shoot, they don't shoot at their events. That's the only thing.
They just hit each other with metal baseball bats.
Yeah, but you know, Freaknik. When I went, I drove with my buddy Steve Dudley, really wealthy kid in Chicago. We drove from Chicago to Atlanta to Freaknik in his drop top BMW, which was the most uncomfortable shit ever. But we went, and we were there for a good week or so, and it was fucking fun. We landed on the Spellman campus, and it was just heaven. Like, it was just like historical black college, like big old festival. Like, and it was awesome. I had so much fun at Freaknik, hanging out with AKs and Deltas, and it was awesome. And it was like a black African American, higher learning festival, man. Celebrating, HBCUs, and I went to a PWI, predominantly white institution, and it was awesome.
Yeah, I went to Penn State, which is
okay. PWI, same. I went to Illinois.
Yeah, and what's funny about when I went to college, because as you all know, I was Jehovah's Witness when I went to college, so I didn't get a chance to actually experience like the college. I didn't have like the main college experience. I went to my classes, did some band, and then went home, right? Even though football was huge, it's still huge at Penn State.
What's his name? That got fired. Well, he died. The famous coach of Penn State. The Sandusky days.
Paterno.
Joe Pa.
Joe Paterno.
I love Penn State.
Yeah, he was the coach.
Yes.
I was there during the Sandusky era, and
Oof.
also, but Paterno was the coach. There was a statue. I don't know if it's still there.
I think they took it down.
But there's a statue there because that was one of the greatest eras
Yeah.
of college football.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I mean, it's like the concept of Freaknik to me, like, I love the idea. I love the idea of us having our own thing. I think by the time I went to college in the early 2000s, I think Freaknik was either wrapping up or over, because it stopped at 99 or
something like that, because it started getting more violent. There were shootings and stuff like that. That's what I think. And I don't know if it was a funding thing, but when I was there, it was fantastic. Oh, it was like I was in heaven, man. I was like, look at all these beautiful black women. And when we drove on the Spelman's campus, they were just getting out of class. So we were like, yo, look at all these beautiful women. It was dope. And we were some of the first people. It was when DOS Effects, bum stickity bum. We had that album playing, and that was when you had the cassettes that flipped over. So I had bought Deep Cover, the single. You know, they used to have cassette singles. So I had it was instrumental and vocal. So we played that, and when we got on campus, everybody was like, what the fuck song is that? We were the first. I was one of the first guys to have that tape of Deep Cover, and Snoop Dogg was unknown. They were like doom 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 doom. So we played it on. We were just sitting in the VFW, just playing the song over. He just kept flipping over and over, and everyone was like, "Yo, that shit is dope. Who the fuck is that?" It's like it's some guy named Snoop Dogg and Dr. And we knew Dr. Dre from NWA, but it's this new song called Deep Cover from the movie. So I remember that we got a lot of attention. Because my boy had a drop-top Beamer, too. And, you know.
But they had never heard of Deep Cover in Atlanta?
Nah, when we got there, it was like because we were just playing the song. They were like, yo, who's that? We was like, yo, that's Deep Cover. Because we were like playing it so much because it was so dope. Doom, 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 doom. Boom, man, that beat hits. Boom, 187 on the, you know. Tonight's the night I get in some shit. Yeah, Deep Cover on the incognito shit. Man, and then the Snoop goes on, speak with me as I crawl through the hood. And everyone's like, who? We didn't know who that was. Kicking dust as I bust fuck piece. And the motherfucking police. You never did. Oh my God. We were like, yo, this dude is amazing. Who's this Snoop Dogg? And that was when that's when we were at Freaknik. It was great.
I love Snoop Dogg's career.
Oh,
he gets to do WWE too.
He's probably the greatest. Probably one of the greatest American icons ever is Snoop Dogg. Like you have icons. You have from I'm talking about super icons. You have like from presidents to different celebrities. From you could say, damn, there's Snoop Dogg, there's Martha Stewart, there's. You know what I'm saying? There's Oprah Winfrey. But that everybody loves.
It's like celebrities that transcend everything.
And Snoop has transcended. Like everybody wants to be in his presence.
Yes.
When he started hanging out with Martha Stewart, I said he's crossed over, and he's like a Crip. He's like gangbanging, but he separates it. That's like his lifestyle on one side, but he can bake a cake. He can. You know, he could be in a karate movie. He can sell beer. And he's just well-rounded. He's literally an international figure. Because when I was in China, everybody knew who Snoop Dogg was. When old Chinese people know who you are, you made it. I'm saying old China, not old black people, old Chinese people. When they go Snoop Dogg, I say, oh yeah. So when I was in Beijing, it was like Snoop Dogg. I was like, damn. He's that famous.
Yo, but what do you think it takes because at that point you're transcending race.
Yeah, you're transcending race.
You're transcending every prejudice that's in the world.
Yeah. I think it's just there's not a lot of people made like Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg is really a cool guy. He's really that cool. He makes everybody comfortable. He's very accessible, but he's just a cool motherfucker. Like I did soul playing with him. I was blessed to do soul playing. That was one of the motivations for me even auditioning for the thing, because I was like, I could be in the cockpit with this. This would be historical shit. And it ended up working out in my favor, and it ended up keeping me in the game. Like, people know, oh, I love you on your Soul Plane. And Soul Plane is played all the time. It's literally it's like a ghetto cult hit.
Hood classic.
It's a hood classic, and I'm so happy I did it because I got to know him. We became friends. I'm still friends with him. I did some stuff with him not too long ago last year, and he's still cool with me. And he's one of the coolest people around. Like, him, and you know who else? Shaquille O'Neal's another guy who's transcended race. Shaquille is another big figure who's just such an amazing businessman, and just really, he's just open. He's another cool motherfucker. Like, there's just people that I think it's the people that you feel like you know them. Like, I felt like I knew Snoop already because he makes you so comfortable, and he's so grounded. Mm-hmm. Even though he's like, this is Snoop Dogg, and he's just like, yo, man, we talking about Scooby-Doo and shit.
Well, I don't know if, and I would love to get your thoughts on this. Is it because you're paid to be cool? Because, like, for example, when you, especially in the industry, when you're trying to come up, you know, we always talk about, like, the paranoia and stuff that comes in the industry, and especially like I live in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Los Angeles has a different flavor than New York.
Does it have one? Just go ahead.
I mean,
the natives make it flavorful. It's the transfers that fuck it all up.
Because a lot of times in LA, everyone is trying to either compete against you or put you in your place, when you're just trying to just make your own path, right?
Yeah.
So what happens as a result of that is that you become paranoid. You start hating people that are like in your field or in your industry. You become resentful and vengeful and all that stuff. You're like, man, but when I get over, it's gonna be fuck all y'all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what does it take to be like and I'm sure Snoop and Shaquille have their enemies. Well, not their enemies, but they have people that they don't fuck with.
Yeah.
So it's like, what does it take? Because at the same time too, they seem like they're authentic. Well, Snoop especially seems like he's just authentically himself.
Yeah, and Snoop's from the LBC. Snoop's from Cali, so that's a difference, man. He's a native of California, so you don't get that pompous bullshit from him. And I think too that he's gangbanger, so I don't think you get any more grounded than a gangbanger. You know what I mean? I don't know any snobby gangbangers. You can't keep it real and be a snob.
There's none of me in the Crips. There's no
right. And the thing I like about Snoop is, even though he is part of Hollywood, he's never forgets where he's from. He knows, like, he literally is about his gang banging brothers, but he's about people outside of that. He compartmentalizes it properly, which I think is fantastic. He doesn't disrespect it. He doesn't disrespect people. He doesn't put it upon people. He's not a bully. You know, he just the way he does it. I think even his people, the members of his gang, are like, respect the way he represents it too, without getting too fucked up in the Hollywood shit. You know, that's how. And he's a father. People don't realize he's been married to his wife for 20-something years. He's a family man.
Yeah.
He's a sports guy. Everybody wants to be in the presence of Snoop.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
And he's branding genius.
Yeah, he has a cartoon out now called the dog.
Really?
Let me.
He's doing the voiceovers? Of course he is.
I don't know if he's doing the voiceover, but he's like the EP. It's
Is it good?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, okay. Snoop Dogg cartoon.
Snoop Dogg cartoon.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Doggyland.
Oh, okay.
Doggyland. It's a kid's cartoon. It teaches kids songs and nursery rhymes.
That's dope.
And it's like on YouTube and stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah, he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
He can do whatever he wants.
So back to Freaknik. So
yeah.
So you're at Freaknik, lots of beautiful black women, and you said, what year did you go?
The year of like it might have been like 92.
92.
Maybe 92, 90, and it was awesome. And I know there's sorry about that.
Yeah, it's all good.
The Metro. There's a documentary coming out about Freaknik. I have no idea what it's about, but it's probably about the history of it. Maybe the rise and fall of the Freaknik, or I don't know.
Supposedly, a lot of the footage that they're taking, that they've gotten from Freaknik '94.
Oh, something happened.
I'm not exactly sure what it's about. I mean, what's strange is, I keep I keep splitting things up based on like generational things, right?
Uh-huh.
Because like for example, you and my sister from like the same generation. I originally called it the Biggie era.
Yeah.
Because you guys were of age to really come up when like Puff Daddy was getting started, and Tupac, and Biggie, and Bad Boys and Def Jam and all, like when all these guys were beginning, and like hip hop really, because hip hop started in the 70s, but at the same time, this is when it really took on its persona, a worldwide,
really a worldwide. Even though like the Run DMC in the 80s, they went worldwide. These guys were in Japan and all these other places, but the 90s was when it was like, okay, oh shit. I mean, this thing is here to stay, man.
But
like for real.
But when they started out, because now hip hop is more mainstream, and I think it's trash now.
Oh yeah, it's really trash. Other than some artists that are pretty damn good, but most of it is.
But the mainstream push that's being pushed by the studios, in my opinion, is trash.
Right.
But back then, it was like you actually had people that were educating. Like you had Biggie and you had Tupac, and even Run DMC and even NWA, who were all talking about this is where we came from, but this is where we're going.
Yeah.
Right? So there was this whole generation of, I mean, it was weird too, like in the 80s and 90s too, because I feel like that's the time where the Black American community kind of was split in half for political reasons.
Yeah.
Like during Reconstruction up until the 60s, you had black families. Right, you had a lot of black families.
Yep.
Even during the Civil Rights Movement, even though MLK had his stuff, but it was always, this was the image of the black man, his family, Malcolm X, black man, his wife, kids.
Yeah.
Everybody had like wife, kids, but then it kind of got into like the 70s and 80s. Like when, was it COINTELPRO, the FBI?
Oh, COINTELPRO.
COINTELPRO. I know how to pronounce things. COINTELPRO. Anyway, the people that
COINTELPRO. COINTELPRO. That's counterintelligence program.
Yeah, the counterintelligence program. That's when they started killing black. That's when they started killing black.
Black leaders.
Like Fred Hampton and stuff.
What's his name? J. Edgar Hoover, who was an undercover gay guy. He, dressed, he cross-dressed, all kind of stuff. He made sure there was a policy to kill black leaders or anybody that became a messiah, a black messiah for the black community. He had to take them down. That was his policy. Yeah. So COINTELPRO, J. Edgar Hoover and his cronies. He was like, well, the last thing we want is a black messiah. He said the biggest threat to American security is Negro unity. I'm paraphrasing it, but he said, black people getting together is what I'm afraid of. So I have to keep people separate. That is how the gang started in Chicago. It was infiltration because a lot of the gangs in Chicago started out as just like these community groups that would go and try to help, children, lunch programs. They were like, let's get together and really help the community. But they were able to send in our own people, sellouts, to start fights amongst different groups and to create the gang, because the gangs were created by the government and shit. So that gives the excuse for the police to come in and Fred Hampton getting murdered, and because Fred Hampton was mobilizing poor whites also and poor blacks.
Yeah.
And that's when they were like, we got to get this dude.
Yeah, you saw Judah and the Black Messiah, right?
I didn't see the movie.
But the story is, I forget the guy's name, but basically it was a dude that was going to go to prison.
Yeah.
And the FBI agent was like, I need you to get close to...
Yeah, I've seen the interview of the real guy.
Yeah, the interview of the real guy.
Piece of shit.
He threw himself in the traffic after the interview.
Did he?
Yeah.
He killed himself after that. He had to, because, man, I know they were...
Well, because he showed his face. You don't think...
He literally sold this out. And there's a lot of black people like that now that will do anything.
Yeah.
We that's just an example of how we are since the slave times.
Well, I mean, and that's the reason why you got to be careful. That's why you got to be careful being a token.
Every brother ain't a brother. Other Malcolm X the man. The shooting of Huey Newton. Or the hand of a nigga pulled the trigger. Come on down. Welcome to the Terror Dome.
Don't be tokens. That's all I'm saying. Don't be a token.
Public Enemy said it in the 80s,
Yeah.
man. Public Enemy said it, man.
Because then you get confused. You think they really like you.
Yeah, man. And that's the thing. J. Edgar Hoover did, like, Medgar Evers, Martin Luther King. They ruined SNCC with Stokely Carmichael. Got all the NAACP all fucked up, you know. They did all that to any of the black groups, you know. Took out Huey P. Newton, Bobby Seale, all those guys that were part of the Black Panther Party. They really, like, got a lot of infiltrators in there to ruin it.
And they were specifically going after black men.
Oh, black men, yeah. It was like
specifically, yeah.
But it was like the welfare program in 1970, where they said, "Hey, the only way you can get money is if the father leaves the house."
Yeah.
Which is the most retarded shit I've ever heard in my life.
So what happens is that 70s and 80s, you have 60s, 70s, and 80s, you have these black leaders being killed.
Yes.
That are actually trying to make change.
Yeah.
Right? So at this point, we're talking about Generation X, right? Last part, 70, going into 80, then we have the crack epidemic, right?
Yeah, they threw that in there.
So we're going into the 80s, we have the crack epidemic coming on.
Yes.
And then in 84...
The gangs and shit.
The gangs, but then concurrently in 84, we have the Cosby Show.
Yes. Dun, 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 dun. So crack is here, but the Cosby's here, and the crack, zoop, doop, doop, doop.
So now there's this now there's this divide now.
Yeah.
Because remember back then, because before up until that point, Bill Cosby had did Fat Albert, he had done Picture Pages, all that stuff. Where it's like education and you gotta
read and then crack.
Now look at this picture. It's of us.
Saying this is a crack pipe.
This is
what does it spell it? C-R-A-C-K. Put it in the room.
But the entire time you had Bill. You had Richard Pryor, and even Richard Pryor was like educating a little bit. You
niggas need to start reading shit. Goddamn.
Then you had like Red Fox.
Thank you very much, everybody. Stop smoking crack.
You had everybody.
This is Red Fox, and I love white women. No,
you had all these. You had all these black men, comedians, actors. Sidney Poitier, Harry Belafonte, all this.
They called a Mr. Debs.
Educating,
right?
Yes. Then all of a sudden, crack comes.
Just bang.
And now you have a divide because now the community that's suffering from the crack epidemic is saying these niggas are bougie. They don't understand us.
Right.
They don't get us.
Right.
So that's why I'm saying you have the Cosby Show, and now you have black people looking at the Cosby Show like this show ain't for us.
Right.
Who do you know that's black, that's a doctor and all that shit, right?
I know some.
So that's when you had hip hop, and you had people in hip hop that basically decided to do the same thing that these other men before them did, but they did it in a different way.
And some of these hip hop guys were crack dealers and drug dealers too. They were also involved in it. Some were crack babies.
But they're still like, yo, don't do crack. Crack is whack.
Crack is whack. They be like, nah. I love when they come to the schools. They're all famous now, and they're telling these little black kids, listen, man, stay off the drugs. It ain't worth it. And the kid's like, man, fuck that. I'm getting money like you, baby. I gotta sit here and do homework and shit. You didn't go to school, and you rich as fuck. See, that's like a bad thing to bring. They're not role models. Don't bring a rapper into a fucking school and they're all doing homework and you didn't do the homework. He's like, hey, yo, we got arts and crafts and I can't stand that shit. I gotta sit up there and do turkeys and shit. You didn't have to do that. You sold drugs and made money. Now you want to come into this school and tell us not to do drugs. That's what the fuck you did. In fact, you used to sell to my moms. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? It's always weird when a rapper who used to be a drug dealer is coming into a school where he didn't go to school, maybe, I don't know.
But that seems to be the thing that happens a lot, well, to us, but like in society now where it's like, do as I say, not as I do. That's really hard to do.
Very hard. Because I want to sell drugs if I didn't get caught. Listen, if you didn't get caught, you could never be caught. They say you're going to make millions of dollars selling drugs. Would you do it? You'll never be caught. You'll never be caught.
With the way my bank account's set up right now,
you'll never go to jail. You'll never get killed. If you could do it, would
But
you
I'm
sell
making
drugs?
millions of dollars.
Would you sell drugs?
I mean, Pfizer does it every day, B.
You know, you see this jacket?
Yeah.
I'd have fucking bags of coke all in my
See?
shit. And like, I'll be right back. I'm going by the Save-On. And you know, white people, they take drugs more than anybody. I would sell that shit every fucking day.
It's like you imagine having these Wall Street guys with 10 racks on hand.
Coke, ready for
They're just
cocaine.
like, hey.
Oh man, I would be that dude.
In a Ziploc bag. Hey, buddy. Here you go.
My name would be Lightning. Yo, we gotta go to Lightning. I'll get some Lightning. Did Lightning strike yet? He's coming. I'd be Lightning, boy. I would sell all fucking day. You damn right. I'm talking about if I didn't get caught, if I would never go to jail, never die. Oh yeah. Oh, in a heartbeat. In a fucking heartbeat. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you.
I don't know.
But it wouldn't happen that way. That's why I don't do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I would definitely sell drugs.
I think I would have to sell mine out of an office. So
but I would. I mean, I'd be slick with it. I'm not gonna be no street motherfucker. But you can sell it any way you want. I'd still sell it. But I know who I would sell it to though.
Wall Street guys.
You fucking right. I would load them up.
Wall Street guys.
White bitches.
Quaaludes.
White juice. Yeah. I would say Quaaludes, Molly, fucking everything.
Ecstasy, all that stuff.
Ecstasy, whatever they want. Yeah, I would definitely do that.
But that's essentially. But at the end of the day, that's essentially kind of the Freaknik generation, somewhat. You know what I mean? Because look, it started what in 84, 83, 84.
Okay.
Right. So it's like teenagers, college kids, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Who knows where they came from or whatever, right? So now we're starting to. I like anthropology to a certain extent.
Anthropology.
Where you start looking at societal like patterns and stuff,
Yes.
and you start moving forward, and how you can actually start pinpointing things. And I came up with the epiphany the other day. I'm like, wait a minute, the Cosby Show came on television at the height of the crack epidemic,
Which is crazy.
and I'm like, that's where the divide came from. Because before it was everyone dressed up in suits and we all went to church and the big hats and all that stuff. I mean, there was heroin and drugs.
But that's
and
like
stuff still
80.
happening.
Cosby was like 84, right?
Yeah.
84, and you're coming out of the 70s. The 80s is disco is about to fade away because disco was huge with the drugs. Studio 54 in the 70s was big, and you go disco started fading. Then it was funk came around because music changes with everything too. You know, you think about 50s rock and roll, like fuck that, the blues in the 30s and 40s, bluegrass and ragtime, jazz. Jazz started fading away in the 50s, it was bebop. Then it started changing in the 60s, and then it was rock and roll. Then it was rock and roll, and the British invasion shit, and it was just like, it went along with like the times. It was crazy. And then you're talking about disco was huge, and rock was huge, and then classic, the classic rock was huge, and then the drug shit was like major, and then you got hip hop, Grandmaster Flash and Furious 5 rapping about "Don't push me," and it's talking about broken glass everywhere, and this shit was just parallel with what was going on. That's why the music now, they've purposely thrown us off. It's like it's warped because the music is not parallel to what's going on. No one's talking about other than J. Cole and maybe Kendrick Lamar and maybe Joey Badass and some of those cats, but they literally have changed. It's not going along with the times.
So now we get into crack epidemic, Cosby Show. Now my generation begins to be born. 84 and up, right? So you have millennials. I don't know when Kendrick was born.
He might have been born in 90 something, maybe 90, early 90s, maybe. What is he? 92, 91? I think so.
Kendrick.
I think he was 90 something, 90, probably early 90s.
87.
Oh, 87. Okay.
So at that height we're being born. So in that difference, that's why it makes sense for a Kendrick to think the way that he thinks versus someone that was born in the 90s or in the early 2000s.
Right.
Because now, so you have Kendrick. Damn, how often does this train pass by?
I think these things. I think there's a track that go. I think there's a I think these are shuttles or something.
Yeah, something, because they're always...
Because they're like every fucking 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Is it air? It's like airport shuttles every 3 minutes.
These come more often than the fucking subway.
And they're only 4 cars.
Yeah. And they go far, too. But that's why it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Because, like, for example, my parents were boomers.
Right.
My grandparents, what do you call, like, the 1910 babies? 1910?
Post-war, pre-war, I don't know.
Are they the greatest generation?
Are they?
Because if you were born in 1910, you probably, like, fought in, like, World War II.
Right.
So it was like, I guess the greatest generation is like 1910, whatever. So you had greatest generation. My parents are boomers. Now my sister's Gen X. I think you're Gen X.
Okay,
I guess you would call that.
Mm-hmm.
My sister's Gen X. So it's like, fortunately, I don't know if fortunately or unfortunately, I didn't have Gen X parents. I had like boomer parents. So it was kind of like, it's that whole work and kind of make a name for yourself and all that shit. But then now, so you have Freaknik, where now it turned to it was showing ass and stuff, and now everyone's scared of the documentary because now
why are they scared of it?
Because now 50-year-old women are like, oh, I was showing my shit, and someone with video camera was around, and I turned around and showed my shit. And now I'm scared.
Everybody's afraid of what's.
Yeah, now they're like, now I'm scared that that my kid is gonna see me as a freak or whatever.
And it was called Freaknik, like picnic, Freaknik,
like freak picnic.
Yeah,
but I mean, like I said, it's that new generation now, because now if you go online, because like everyone, it almost seems like everyone has OnlyFans now.
Yeah.
So you have the Freaknik era ladies also doing.
But a lot of them are doing for money now. Everybody, it's like prostitution is like, has revitalized itself in the public now. Now people are trying to be prostitutes in a slicker way. Now you can brand it differently. You know, prostitution is branded differently. I'm a public figure.
Yes.
I mean, it's literally a play on words. You're a public figure. You're literally showing your figure in public. I'm a public figure.
It's like
I'm a cash
Instagram,
at me.
On Instagram, all I do is shake my ass, but I'm a public figure.
Yeah,
now.
but they rebranded prostitution. It's a rebranding of prostitution. You know, girls are webcamming now. They webcam. They have a dildo. They're sitting in some living room. You don't know where they're at. Sticking in there, and they got a vibrator connected to their cooch. And every time you and it connected, so anytime you subscribe to their channel. When you send them money, it vibrates in their shit. So they literally are getting all the shit they don't want men to. They don't have to see men. That's where the attitude of fuck men is coming from too. Because I can make money off a man and tease him from afar. I don't even have to see this motherfucker.
Well, it's interesting too, because now,
and you don't know where I live.
Because now, but like, what kind of life is that though? Because a lot of these OnlyFans people are like cat ladies. I mean, they might look good or whatever.
There's young ones too, man. I know.
No, I'm not talking about age. I'm talking about they could be 21.
Yeah.
And live in a house with cat. And it's like they live in a house that they bought off of OnlyFans money.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying it's like the Freaknik generation. I think the welfare generation combined with the Freaknik generation has kind of gotten us to where we are now. The whole point of, I don't really need a man, but I can also get money from a man, so I really don't need to actually do anything.
Right.
So now when you're trying to date or whatever you're trying to do, or get married or whatever, it's almost impossible. It's like, yo, come over. It's like if I'm in LA and I'm getting along with the woman or whatever, and then she comes to my studio apartment in LA, it's over. She's like, oh, I can get money. Well,
right.
You ain't giving me money. I can get money. And I have 5 different. I make $150,000 as an HR representative at my company.
Yeah.
I make $250,000 from OnlyFans.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I have a sugar daddy that just randomly gives me money too, so I don't spend.
It's all about streams of income.
I don't spend any money that I'm making.
Yeah.
I'm getting paid. I'm getting invited out on dates. I have a sugar daddy that wants to take care of me because I'm fine, and I also get sponsorship on my Instagram because I also do you know what I'm saying?
The hustle is real. The word hustle is for real. Streams of income. That's what people are doing. And women, if they're hot, they're going to use the oldest method of work. What is the oldest occupation in the world history? It's prostitution.
Yes.
And they're going to use that shit.
So now the next...
Yeah.
Go ahead. So now the next generation after me is my kindergarten teacher's OnlyFans model generation.
And the teachers get finer, too, because before, the teachers I grew up with, ugh.
All of my teachers were
ugly.
ugly.
They were born ugly. It's just like they were made to be teachers.
Yeah, I had one teacher that was...
You had no problem. You didn't want to fuck them nothing, so you were able to do your work.
I had one teacher in middle school that was maybe cute.
I had one that I remember. There was one, but most of them, Mrs. Frey, yeah, she was kind of hot, and the rest, all of them, like I'm just gonna do my homework.
Exactly.
You're not going.
Now
I'm thinking about my teacher. Nope.
Now every teacher is fine, and they know they're fine. So the teachers have Instagrams.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Where it's like here's me teaching art, and she's like bent over.
Yeah. It's art, and now she has to take her glamour shots.
She's been over helping kids.
God, it's like they all have to take glamour. There's a nurse, but she got to wear the tightest nursing. What is it called?
She's a CNA, so she wears the scrubs.
What's the word? Yeah, scrubs. She has to wear the tightest scrubs, though. Like her ass crack is out, and it's like.
So
she cuts her V lower in the scrubs. You're like, what?
So it's the Freaknik generation.
Yep.
Also, by the way, if you're from the Freaknik generation and you're 40 or 50 and you're on Twitter and you're talking about you have haters, you have haters and people that are trying to take you down, and you also clapping your ass, but you're like, I want to give a shout out to my haters. Kill yourself.
I'm so
be old. Be old. When I was a kid, my parents were when my parents were 50. If I ever saw my mother, for all my haters out there, I would be like, that's not my mom.
My haters, it's like nobody's thinking about you.
Nobody's.
For all my haters out there, no one's thinking about you, bitch. Hey! All my haters.
Just be 50.
Yeah, and be 50. You can be fine.
You can be fine at 50.
But what your haters? What are you talking
about? Be fine and 50, but don't do this Instagram. Freaknik era.
Yeah.
Generation, that's your generation. My generation was, I don't know. It's like a split because I think the generation after me is the OnlyFans generation.
Yeah.
Because Freaknik, but then us, we were like, we had porn stars that we were never going to meet.
Yeah, porn stars, that was actually a separate thing too. Another world was the porn world, which was underground, kind of. You know, certain people went to go see it, like myself. But porn was like porn stars. Now and they used to be made fun of. She's a prostitute, she's a stripper. Now, I'm sure strippers and prostitutes are like, look at these bitches. They're doing the same shit as we. But they're calling themselves public figures. They're doing the same shit. They're taking pole classes, all the shit they used to make fun of and abhor. Oh my God. Ugh, strip joints, and you're doing it. You got a pole put in your house. You're taking a pole class. You don't just go to the gym and do a regular exercise. No, I'm doing pole classes because you want to be. Everybody got the hoe inside them. There's some wholeness inside them that they've had hibernating, and now it's this whole. Oh, I'm just taking a pole class. No, that's whole shit. You're doing whole activities.
Well, I'm gonna take this from my friend Mo Green. The booty talk era, then. Booty talk. Number one, I discovered Alexis Amore on Booty Talk. Booty Talk number 14, I think.
Booty Talk is my shit.
Yeah, Booty Talk VHS.
Brian Pumpers. He was fucking bitches. Lexington Steel. When he would go to Colombia and all the Latin countries tearing them, and he would do the Lexington Steel pullout.
Wesley Pipes, Mr.
Wesley
Marcus?
Pipes. Hell yeah. Show me. You like that? Yeah. This 18-year-old pussy, nigga. Yeah. How old is this pussy? 20? That's what I'm talking about.
And then it's Mr. Marcus.
Yeah, Mr. Marcus.
with his baseball cap.
And he still have his Timberlands on. That shit is amazing.
Wait. What was the name of the dude that would wear Timberlands, but he would have knee pads? He would have knee pads. What's his name?
I forgot that dude.
Yeah. I think it was like
amazing.
Prince. It was like Prince something. But
Then they had TT Boy what's his name? HT, the white dude who was fucking all black girls and Spanish girls. That dude, he was nuts. He said he would fuck like 10 girls a day. This dude's balls must have been steel. This dude.
And then you have Peter. You have Peter North.
Peter North.
So
you had Evil Angels. You had the different companies.
West Coast.
West Coast.
So the first.
You remember? You had Jake Steed, and he fucked an underage girl, so he can't come back.
Well, he got in trouble. Mr. Marcus got in trouble for some STD stuff. The first one I ever saw on VHS was the Smartass Vacations. So the first two I ever saw was Smartass Vacation and Confessions of Christy.
Oh, okay.
Smartass Vacations starred Christina King.
Okay.
And Confessions of Christy starred Christy Canyon.
Okay.
And they shared the same cast.
Yeah, of course.
So Christina King and her lesbian friend, they were driving to Los Angeles, and they didn't have any money. They just left the house without having money.
How are we gonna make money?
So then they go into so they go into this restaurant, and they eat, and they're like, "Oof, I'm stuck.
I'm not paying.
How are we going to pay for this?
How are we gonna pay this bill?"
Then, coincidentally, this restaurant has a thing that if you make the other person orgasm first, you get a meal for free. Which I don't know what restaurant
I'm looking for it still.
in the world has this.
Where is there an address?
But it was Saber was the waitress.
Okay.
The girl with the big hair, and she had a hairy bush, Saber, and then it was just some dude. And then TT Boy was in it at the end. He was in the finale. Then with Confessions of Christy, you had there was a Donald Trump knockoff dude that was in there. He owned hotels and stuff.
Yeah.
Christy Canyon played a therapist.
Damn.
Who the guys would come and talk to her, talk about their fantasies.
Plot.
Yeah, all these
tired of plots.
All of these had plots. They had opening credits.
I hated all that shit.
And then
fucking storyboard.
But then once you start getting to like booty talk and all that stuff, it was
loved right to the point. I loved those the booty talks, and because they'd be like, "Yo, it's my girl right here. How old are you? I'm 18. Word. Yo, what you trying to be? I think I'm gonna be a nurse. She wanna be a nurse, dude. Can we see that ass real quick? Yeah.
It's always the dude with the do rag and the huge sports jacket and a huge sports jersey on.
Right. He's like, man, you crazy. So what's up? You got a man? I got a man. Does he know you doing this shit? You're like, I don't give a fuck with it. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? So what we gonna do right now is I'm gonna smash. You know what I'm saying? Can we show that pussy real quick? They're just like this. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. There'd be another thing in the back. Hell yeah. We about to smash this.
The camera guy's talking to you.
The camera guy's like, yes. Oh, he's like that. That's why, hey, show that up there. Put that up there right there.
Put it up the butt.
Oh, man, that's good pussy right there. We about to fuck that up.
That reminds me of 8th Street Latinas. Where it would just be dudes, and there'd be like women at like bus stops, Latino women at bus stops.
Yeah, it's like, hi.
It's like, hey, hi. And they'll act like they don't know what's going on. Hello?
Man acting, whoa, what are you doing here?
Yeah, how about you like roll tide? We'll take you to wherever you need to go.
What about Bang Bus by the Bang Brothers?
Bang Bus?
Bang Bus is my shit. I love Bang Bus.
Hey, yo, you want to make a couple dollars?
Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay, that's right. And then they drop them on the corner.
They just happen to be there kind of hot, standing there with a half cut, no bra on, waiting for the bus.
And then it start fucking up. Like some of us who actually believe that shit. Oh, so we can just like go up to.
Yo, that man, you see Bang Bus? They just fuck random chicks.
We can just drive around and just roll up on chicks and just like try to like talk to them and give.
Oh, there was Jake Steeds was called Freaks, Hoes, and Flows. So his freaks were the freaks and the hoes, and he would rap these terrible rap. He'd go, yo, my name is Jake Steed. The bitches love my dick, but I don't give a fuck because I know you a trick, bitch hoes. And he'd be like this. Jake Steed and the hoes. Jake Steed.
Every male porn star back then was trying to be a rapper.
Yo, it was amazing.
It was hip hop. No, it got to a point when like Lex Steele and Mr. Marcus, it was like hip hop.
Snoop Dogg had a couple porns too.
It was hip hop porn.
Snoop had a one where he's like in a chair and there's bitches, but you were like, it's Snoop Dogg. I didn't even like. It was just he was just in everything.
Well, they had. There was a lot of artists that had like porno music videos. Like, they were music videos,
Yeah.
but it would be like, they would hire porn stars and they would be getting railed and stuff in the music videos. So they'll be rapping and the porn stars will be in the back, like, getting railed and stuff. So you'll be like,
there was time when Snoop was just talking, and just bitches fucking around.
Yeah.
He's just like, yeah, what's up, Snoop Dogg? It's like, it's my man Snoop. Bitches is fucking right in the back. We just chilling. He wasn't participating in it. He was just like, yeah, you know, just doing my thing. And niggas is like, in the background, like, hell yeah.
So Godfrey and I are looking for Mrs. Wright on Instagram or whatever.
Whole train full of hoes.
Yeah, we don't.
3 cars, 4 cars, 6 cars.
Yeah, we don't know where we're gonna find them, but
yeah. Anyway,
thanks for joining me, Godfrey.
Yeah. This is Cultured.
This
is Cultured. It's your man Godfrey. Check out my podcast and Godfrey We Trust on the Gas Digital Network Tuesdays and Fridays, 10 p.m. Eastern. And go on YouTube, watch some episodes, press the subscribe button, baby. What?
And you know where to find me, at Kenan J. Floyd and at cultur'd pod. And like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. Hit that bell for notification.
Comedian Godfrey on Instagram, you know what I mean? Word, one mic.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And if you in Vancouver this weekend,
House of Comedy, Westminster in Vancouver. 2 shows tonight, Friday, 2 shows Saturday, 1 show Sunday. Let's go.
Yo, mention the Bakersfield show.
Oh, I got Bakersfield, California, Fox Theater, April 23rd, 1 show. My boy Evan Lionel, my boy Fonz McCauley. It's going to be us holding it down at the Bakersfield Fox Theater, April 23rd.
Yes. And I'm going to do my thing again at the end. Yo, follow me on Instagram, Kenan J. Floyd. Also, the podcast, Cultured Pod. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Hit that bell for notifications. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Cultured.
Peace.
I don't know if you have heard